commission doesn't have any further questions, then I think I will rest.
Anybody else? Michael? Anybody?
I guess the question is whether, how we feel about those little look-through things. Mike, do you have any opinions about those portals?
In the stormwater system, probably the biggest impact to the long-term effectiveness of it would be sand. This being from a downspout on a gutter, I mean, you would hope that they clean their gutters, or maybe even have a hood on the gutter. I mean, that's the only thing that would enter it would be leaves or some organic debris from, you know, from the trees or whatever. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's nice to have some ports in these systems to look in them, but because it's from the roof, right?
Yeah.
Either way.
Make that a condition if you thought that was appropriate.
It's probably, I think it's actually a pretty good idea to have them, so.
Well, if you think it's a good idea.
That's fine. That's fine, I think you should.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
Then we'll make that a condition.
Okay, does anybody scratch out a motion?
Keep hoping.
Let me go ahead and start with the motion. And then while I'm doing that, you can just look ahead to your findings of fact and conditions. I could make a motion to recommend zoning board approval for the application of Mark Smith under zoning ordinance section 314, groundwater table and impervious overlay district, subdistrict A, at plat 15, lot 84, Starwood Avenue.
Findings of that.
One sec, because just going to, I think we need to insert right at the start of that sentence, recommend approval of the special use permit.
Right, I have that down.
Okay. If you don't mind, Nancy, I have one finding of fact that although finding fact that although it is a challenging lot with regards to the water table, the applicant has created a 5-zone water distribution plan to optimize water infiltration.
To optimize water distribution.
Yes, distribution and infiltration. Anybody else want to add a finding?
Like that finding that the application does meet the requirements for the development of the sub-district A.
Eric, excuse me, could you please speak into the microphone?
The applicant meets the requirements for development within sub-district A of the high groundwater table and first layer over district.
Should we be getting specifics in there, like the Adventech system,
Those aren't
This-
requirements.
the staggered foundation elevations? Is that helpful to the zoning board to be more specific?
We think on the findings, what really helps the zoning board is, again, because Mr. Gray is here, and, you've heard the presentation of the engineer, is looking at findings where this application, the engineering, the proposal meets the specific requirements of 314. And the zoning board, I think, looks at your recommendation, Mr. Gray's report, and then can use that as a basis for questioning of the engineer, the applicant's engineer at the zoning board meeting. And then they also take upon the review for the special use permit criteria.
Nancy, we can add a similar finding to the one we added in the last application, and that would be that the planning commission has queried and interviewed town engineer Michael Gray and ascertained that the application does meet the requirements of the ordinance.
If I could also add, Mr. Chairman, to continue the discussion on the rain garden and the lack of specifics. From an enforcement perspective, and Mr. Brown isn't here tonight, but I don't want to speak for him, but from an enforcement perspective, having some specifics in the application or in the plan on what actually is a rain garden, what are the obligations of the homeowner in maintaining the rain garden or providing for one. From an enforcement perspective, the more specific, I would think it would be to the applicant's benefit to know exactly what he needs to do. And then from Mr. Brown's perspective, it would be beneficial to know whether the applicant is meeting the requirements as set forth on the plan. And because what I normally do is recommend to the zoning board that when we have these drainage systems, these new types of drainage mitigation systems such as rain gardens, they come up with the pervious driveways, the pervious concrete driveways, that either a maintenance plan or maintenance is put into the record and recorded, or that maintenance comments are actually made conditions of the special use permit decision. Because although this applicant may know what he needs to do, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, the person that buys the home, the only thing they're going to have to look at is the special use permit recorded in the land evidence records.
So maybe the thing to do is to take your point about the 5-point water treatment system and just elucidate what the points are.
Well, you can just reference the plan.
I think that's not.
The plan can be recorded with the zoning approval.
I think what Mr. Brochu was saying is that under our conditions, we have at least two. One that you mentioned, that the infiltration system will be installed with a maintenance order.
Right. I think, but what I'm hearing him say is that in the
Second thing,
findings of fact, that he wants the details of the stormwater control.
no, I think I didn't hear him say that. I think he was saying that under our conditions that we ask the applicant to be specific as to what the makeup of that rain garden will be, and that we also condition our approval on the fact that the rain garden will be maintained in perpetuity.